Hello, everybody. Today I want to talk about a concept or a life philosophy or whatever you want to call it. I don't know actually, but it's a thing that I've been thinking about for almost 20 years. Um, and it's something I call a level in life. And it actually comes from me and my friends. I don't know if it's unique, but I feel it differs from the whole self help coaching guru thing that's been popular for decades now, and especially in the last 10 years in social media, with the whole thing about optimization, which has gone a bit too far. And the whole core principle behind level in life is that you continue to expand yourself in all different areas in life continuously forever for the rest of your life. So there's no thing that you do something and then you're done and you don't do it anymore. For example, the whole thing with work is that you work hard and you retire and you don't do anything at all, which I can understand, but also which is not good, I would think. Like something that, of course, you can have a job you hate, but if you do something that you're passionate about, something that you're developing yourself in, that's something that you should do pretty much for the rest of your life, even if it's not, you something you do 40 hours a week. Maybe you just do it part time or just because you're interested in it, because that's going to keep you young. That's going to keep you, sane. That's going to keep you motivated and energetic. So that's the same principle behind the level in life thing. I know this is totally unscripted, so pardon me for being a bit all over the place. Um, but there are so many coaches or whatever you want to call it that teaches you something. You do a course and that's it. You think you can do the course and then you're done, but the thing is you're never done. The same thing is with, let's say, working out. You don't do 3 years and you're done. You work out continuously forever. You take care of your social skills and your social circle forever. You take care of your health and what you're eating and all of that forever. And so those are the core principles. The same thing with relationships and dating and you having a partner, parenthood, for example. So those are core skills in life, or yeah, core. Yeah, you know what I mean. And those things should be prioritized and developed continuously forever. Um, and then there are other areas which are still important, but maybe not as important for every person, which can be like economics, your finances, um, you know, let's say like law, and things like that, that some people can find very, very interesting and very helpful and very good for your life. But on the other hand, other people like me, which are not very interested in getting rich, but still want to have a comfortable life, uh, don't put them as high a prioritization as other people. And then we have, different interests and hobbies. Let's say it can be traveling, cooking. For me, cooking is a huge passion. you know, and also these different like hobbies and interests can give you different values in life. It can add value to your life. Let's say cooking. I'm very passionate about food. I think it's fun to cook. I think it's fun to cook up a good meal and to serve people, have a dinner party, and give my kids, proper homemade food, and also for me for being able to eat healthy and eating things that are tasty and doing it all by myself. It gives me great pleasure, but also you can make other people enjoy that, and you can have a great, let's say, dinner party, and you have a social gathering, and um, the woman that I am with, I can cook her good food, and so it strengthens our relationship. We can bond over it. It makes everything, the whole life, much more interesting. uh, so it's also not like, oh, I learned to cook 3 dishes, I'm done. No, I'm gonna continue to develop this at a okay pace. I don't have to become the best in the world. It's not a competition. It's just you always develop a little all the time. But there are all other interests that don't really, I don't want to step on toes, but there are some things, interests and hobbies that don't really add any particular value to your life. Let's say you can be like, maybe it's not an interest but an addiction, like doom scrolling, social media. That's maybe more a vice, but it can be like video games. I love video games, always have. Watching movies can be is a great hobby of mine, or like watching TV shows. But let's be honest, if you're not a YouTuber that makes a living of talking about that, or producing games or movies or whatever, it's not really gonna give any particular value to your life other than being a bit recreational or taking focus and time from other stuff. So you have to also pick, you can't, it's totally okay. I'm a generalist, I love a million different things, and all of these things together, if I'm developing in my relationships or health, or my cooking, or interior design or cars or whatever, um, it strengthens and expands my meta self, myself, who is a construct, a sum of all of these things. So when I'm getting better in one thing, it spills over to the other parts. So I'm becoming a more complete, bigger, more diverse, broader person as a result. So uh, you know it's totally okay to have a lot of different interests, but you still have to pick and choose, because you only have so much time, you only have so much focus. So sometimes it's better to lay off an interest or just have it, to do, you know, now and then, but to invest more time maybe in an interest and a hobby that is going to add to your life. But the whole key principle is to continue doing it, developing it forever, even if it's just a tiny bit. That's the whole key. So the whole, trend with gamification, it's basically the same principle, and I came up with this 20 25 years ago. So this way before that trend. That's what leveling life comes from. It's about leveling yourself, leveling your character, leveling yourself, the different skills, that's gonna make you a better, more complete person. And there's no level cap, but you can stagnate and you can also regress. That's the word. Is that a word? I hope so. Uh, so so yeah, you can get that same kick, that same like joy of just like feeling that you're making progress. And as I said, making progress in one skill can spill over to other skills, and you can feel that you become even more like enlightened, happy, more capable, just like having more experience, life experience. You become wiser. So yeah, keep developing. That's what this channel will be all about. That life philosophy, you can call it. And I'm living it, and I've been living it like that my whole adult life. And I'm not some extreme person in any sense, like I'm just doing it little by little, and over time, it makes a huge impact. And one beautiful thing in all of this is when you becoming good in one thing, it's easier to become good in other things. So I can be a slow starter because I have a certain way of learning skills that might take a bit longer than other people. But after that short introduction, I exponentially learn things very, very fast. I'm a super fast learner after that initial period, and it's because I mastered so many. Oh, mastered that's maybe, but I learned and become good in many different skills and interests and areas in life. And when you become good in one thing, you become better in other things, and you become a fast learner. And one principle in one skill can learn you in a different skill. So this is my whole like life work, my journey, and yeah, I want to, I'm a student of life, of people. I'm not a coach, I'm not a guru, I'm not telling you what is right. I'm just telling you what worked for me. And you know and I'm an observer, a searcher. And I hope what I've learned and accomplished with a million different what do you say, obstacles in life. I had awful downfalls in my life, tragic things happening to me. And because of this level in life framework, I've been able to progress like in a ways I wouldn't even dream of. So I'm very eager to tell you about it, and just try to teach, and hope that you can make progress and apply it to your own life. So that's all for me. Bye.